Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood is almost on us and we are excited. Getting to play as a werewolf is not something we get to do in video games very often, so that alone has us pumped. But the game looks to be full of intrigue and some fun gameplay too. Let's break down why we're excited in our Busy Gamer preview of Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood. Welcome back to No Time Gamer. Subscribe for more content to help your gaming sessions be time well spent. Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood is an action role-playing game based on the tabletop RPG Werewolf The Apocalypse. Having not ever played the tabletop game, we are going into this game with little knowledge of it, or of the other games based on the World of Darkness universe, though we're still excited. You are tasked with dealing with the consequences of leaving your tribe and taking on the corrupt corporation that is responsible for the pollution and destruction of the environment while battling enemies with guns and tech suits and supernatural monsters. As shown in the theatrical and gameplay trailers, your character explores and battles through this game with the ability to play in three forms: the human, the wolf, and the werewolf. All three forms have different strengths. The human form gives your character the ability to interact in social situations and use stealth takedowns, whereas the wolf's agility and speed are used for exploration and evasion. I'm sure you can guess what the werewolf form is used for: combat. In this form, you have two stances that are used for either agility or heavy combat, and as you would expect, there is an ability that gives you a surge in strength and determination called Frenzy. This ability is accessible every time you fill a frenzy meter and allows your character to use special attacks, though you won't be very agile, so take that into account. And watch out for the enemies with silver bullets. They can do some real damage to you. One main aspect of this game that needs to be mentioned is that the game is not a true open world game where you can continuously travel back and forth all over the map. The game is divided up into large areas called hub locations, and one other location that is between the physical and spiritual worlds known as Penumbra. Each hub location has plenty to explore and includes side missions to complete. Though once you leave a location, you will not be able to travel back to it, so make sure you are finished completely before you move on. One other aspect worth mentioning, though it may not happen often through the game, is that your choices will lead you to one of multiple endings. Yes, you can almost expect this in RPGs, but you will have to decide how you want your character to react in certain situations. Plus, this gives you an option to replay the game to see the alternative endings. From what we can remember, there aren't many video games that have you playing as a werewolf, other than the storyline dedicated to it in Skyrim. So after all the vampire and zombie games and movies that have been repeatedly thrown at us, we're especially excited for a game that has you playing as one of the coolest monsters we've all heard of as children. Werewolf The Apocalypse Earthblood is out on February 4th, 2021, and we are excited to tear through this world of darkness. Does Werewolf Apocalypse Earthblood look like a cool game to you? Let us know in the comments. While you're here, check out one of these other videos to see what games are time well spent.